Welcome to Sezco's Global Unreal Insta CTF Season 3 Rankings, influenced heavily by Jack Daniels and a little Bud Light. Before I start, Grinspoon, you are a sexy beast. And Paco, I look forward to raping that little asshole all season long. Starting off at number 16, we have Dimples of Venus, Yulo's team. I like the old name, Back Dimples, Ass Pimples, whatever it was. Every time I see their sig on the forums, it's definitely boner. But for their team, I definitely think that they benefited from the trade with Fear's team, contrary to what everybody in the wine forum says. If you think different, I think that they gave up far less for what they got. Hatchet's been thrown around like a $2 whore if you've ever watched his video on the forums. Annihilator he's a pretty good offensive player. That's one of my fellow bad bitches. I root for him. Cheers to you, my friend. It looks like their offense is going to be Hatchet, Annihilator, and Imta. I don't really know Imta too well. Their D is going to be Finals and Cobra. Played Finals earlier today. Guys playing well. Should be able to play some solid defense. Cobra I've played once. He played well. I mean, their defense isn't going to be your #1 defense, but it's not going to be your number 16 defense. They should be able to hold flags down, only give up a few a game. The big question here is the offense. Are they going to be able to get the flag out and cap? They're going to really need to step up their game if this team's going to not finish last. Coming in at number 15, we have White. I like the stack team's chalk. His offense will be White, Heat, and Tack or Spike. The fifth for this team is really up in the air. Could be Tack, could be Spike. Nobody knows. Nor does nobody really give a fuck. But the D will be Pete and Meji. We all know that Pete shoots high act, lots of kills, but that doesn't always mean 0 caps. White himself is only good on Grudge and maybe EC2 on a good day. If it's not one of those two maps, we know White's value drops by about $800. Heat's been on Evan's newly found cheater list, but I don't think he cheats. I just think he's playing well. I've only played with Meji a few times, and from the times I played, he's decent, but I don't know if he'll be able to hold the flag down with Pete. This team will be interesting. It could go good, could go bad. They'll be good on fast-paced maps. Open maps, I see them struggling, especially because Pete's the only one that excels on those type of maps. Next up at number 14, we have Sunny's team, Curry in a Hurry. 10 points on the name Sunny, because that is a fucking awesome name. On their team, playing offense will probably be Sunny, the Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear, and Pfizer. Bear is probably going to be the staple of this offense. Sorry, Sunny. You still suck dick. Pfizer, I've only played against once or twice, and he was decent, but I still think Bear is the staple there. Defense, you'll see Deceived and Somar. I've only played Deceived once or twice recently. Somar, same thing. I don't think that they're going to be a lockdown defense. I think they'll do an adequate job, but the offense is going to have to cap a decent amount of times for them to win maps. They're probably going to excel at quick, fast-paced maps. Obviously EC2, since that's the only fucking map Sunny can play. And their dev team, looks like Sponge will be the staple of the dev team. I can see their dev team doing alright against some of the others in their division. This team should probably finish bottom 3rd, and I hope they do, because as I love Sunny, I think his brother Rummy's a little better. At number 13, we have Angus's team. He's yet to choose a team name, that fucking slacker. That should be the first thing you do as a captain. If you're going to captain, have a fucking awesome team name picked out. Him taking BBZs like Kobe and Shaq playing together. Will BBZ show up? Nobody knows. I highly doubt it. That's why they're down to 13. On offense, they're going to have Angus, Mintek, and BBZ if he shows. If not, I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. I don't think he has a fifth that could fill that slot. Defense will be IR and Tiger Claw. That should be a solid defense. I haven't seen IR playing Instagive very much. I have seen him been playing weapons a ton, so he may be rusty. He did play on my Survival of the Fickless team, and that was probably the biggest letdown of the tournament. Other than that, I don't see this team going very far. Mintek's rusty, IR's rusty. Angus is going to have to pull a load of the weight, and that's a lot of weight to pull. Coming in at number 12, you have Kyle Wynn's team, We've Got Three Legs. On this team, you have the other half of the Arabian Brotherhood, Rummy, Crunk, and Apocalypse. Those three will probably be their offense. Kyle Wynn's and Zine will probably be their defense. While Kyle's name is usually Kyle Wins, I highly doubt that Kyle's gonna win. Their defense is alright. It's not going to be the best by far. I'd probably give it mid-pack. Their offense will be good at quick maps. It seems to be what Rummy's good at. Crunk's been playing very well. But I do not see them having the aim to outshoot the better defenses on open maps. Big question for this team is, when one leg gets kicked out, are they going to be able to walk on a dick and a leg, or is it tripod just going to fall? At number 11, we have Rick James' team, the Tensors. They don't have a logo yet. I don't know what the name's really supposed to mean unless it's the UT skin. If that's the case, that's kind of lame. From looking at his team, it looks like he invaded another country this season and went German and Scandinavian. Big shock. I see Diamond Sword picked against this team a lot in the future again. We all see how that went last season. Everybody tends to pick those non-European maps. Looks like their offense will be Uns, Ghost, and Sanad. It's going to be a heavy fragging offense. This team just in general is going to be one of the better fragging teams, but as everybody knows, fragging doesn't equal caps. Their DOB, Kung and Bug. Never played either of them, but from what I heard is that will be a very fucking good defense. This team's probably going to do more fragging than playing CTF, so I look for them to probably make the playoffs, but when they play a team with some CTF smarts, they will probably end up being eliminated. At 10, we have Pun's team, Vidi Vidi Vici, Veni Vidi Vici, whatever. It's a fucking horrible name to try to pronounce when you're drunk. Their team consists of a lot of defense and no offense. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to see a defender play O, but it's not a pretty sight. I'm guessing that it'll probably be Floex, Necro Ninja, and Fossil, but that's just my guess. Fallacy could play O, who knows, Dickfish could play O. Nobody knows. I see their offense having trouble since none of them really play offense. Their defense will be good because they'll probably have 5 defenders. You'll probably have people spawning in their base, sitting in the base till the base is clear, and that's gonna be a fucking pain in the ass. Their defense, Fallacy and Dickfish will be good as long as Fallacy doesn't pull what he did with the bad bitches and go babysit for 5 minutes during the middle of a match and hope that the rest of the team can play 4D. But that is the baddest bitch of them all, so I feel that this defense is probably top 5 in the league, and you'll see them in a lot of low-scoring games. Coming in at number 9, we have Humpty's team, Why You Have to Be So Mad. Apparently there's a story behind this that has something to do with the Portuguese and the whole saying, but I have no clue what it is, so I won't try to explain it. Their offense looks like Vitz, Humpty, and Knob. Vitz is the reigning 2-time King of the Ring champion. Congrats on that belt. Humpty, one of the better players of England, and Knob, I'm probably convinced that he's put something in the servers to help his team win. Their D, Ram Drop, and Snep. I've played with Snep a few times. He's good. I don't think he's a primary defender, but definitely a good secondary defender. Ram Drop, from what I hear, is pretty good, but that's just hearsay, so we'll have to see what their defense can do. This team will probably get a lot of flags to mid, and as long as Humpty doesn't choke on a cock out mid, then probably cap a lot. This should be a fun one. At number 8, Paco's Mighty Deities. They won't be parting any Red Seas. The only thing that'll be parted is those little ass cheeks of Pacos as they get raped. Their defense looks like JYB and anti-offense. Paco, Detox, Rootsoft. Big question here is, does JYB and Rootsoft both show for a whole season? Other big question is, once they pick Dooku in week 1, what map do they pick in week 2? I'm pretty sure Paco's going to use that asterisk rule to force Dooku as their map pick every week. Their defense is probably going to be pretty good. JYB's a good fragger. Anti's a solid second D. Offense, Paco's pretty good with that fucking retarded Zan skin. Detox, TDM player. Pretty noobish. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about him. Rootsoft. Rootsoft shows up once every 10 weeks. I mean, I think maybe he'll make 2 matches. The only reason I like this team is because Sovi's on it, and Sovi's one of my favorite girl UT players. My Left 4 Dead 2 partner. That's the only reason I will root for this team. I have bribed her to sabotage this team, and the offer still stands on the table. Sovi, you sabotage this team, I will be your slave for a year. So at number 7, now we have Tony's team. Weapons of Ass Destruction 2. In the words of Sorn, to be so fucking big. That's what this defense is going to be. Sorn and Ravenix. All I got to say about that is that's probably going to be harder to get by than taking a shit when you're constipated. The offense looks weapons heavy, which I like. I respect my fellow TDM and CTF players. Snaky, Don, Toy. Not sure if Toy's going to be the 5th. I know Bone is a great CTF runner. He could easily sneak in there. No Mike has phenomenal aim, especially with new net. He could sneak in there if he ever actually decided to play Instagib. But their offense is going to be the big question here. The defense will hold flags. I would probably say this is a top 3 defense. Snaky, Don's going to be the key here. If Don's getting the flag out, they will probably cap a lot. If Don is struggling, then this team could struggle. Defense, I think the defense will keep this team in a lot of games, and that is why they will probably make the playoffs. They could make a surprising run to the semis, but after that, I really don't see it. Sorry, Sorn, you're going to get close again, but not another ring again. At number 6, we have the Classy Candy Killers. Banco's team. I feel like just logo alone, this team would probably get along with the bad bitches of last season. Should probably be partners in crime for season 4. This team has Mafias, I know, along with Blizz and Fail. It's going to be a solid offense if Blizz uses his mic. I haven't seen him use that thing in about 6 years. Fail's playing alright. Blizz has always been a good IG player. Morpheus, obviously, questionably one of the top 3 players. Banco on D. Banco's been playing lights out lately. I'm kind of scared to play against him in week 1. Lockpick, that's a big question mark. I know that I heard he's not making week 1. Is he going to make future matches? That's kind of why this team's ranked 6th instead of higher. If he's not, this team is going to take a hit, because if Lockpick is not there to play D, then you have to find somebody to fill in, and they won't be up to Lockpick's ability. Gonna pause the rankings for a minute. Running out of beer. Need to get another. At 5, we have Cyrax's team, the Blade Runners. Let's see who's on his team here. Monk. Oh, I love me a little Monk. Steel, Death. Them three will probably be offense. Paleface and Psy will probably be defense. From the little that I've played with Monk, Monk is a great offensive player and complemented by Steel. That'll be a pretty good offense. The only thing that concerns me is the 3rd offensive player. I'm not sure if it'll be Death, if it'll be Lavik, if it'll be Rev. The 5th player in this team is going to be a big question. Paleface and Psy on D, that'll probably be one of the better defenses, considering Psy is one of the better players. Only thing that concerns me, other than the 5th player, is Psy tends to be emo sometimes, and if this team goes down, I could see a bunch of wah-wah going on in TeamSpeak. I guess another thing to note about the team name is it's not good when you name your team after a guy that's going to prison for murdering his sexy-ass girlfriend. Next, at number 4, we have Season 2 champion Tyler with his new team, Raffle Planet. Come on, man. Raffle Planet just doesn't have the same ring as Raffle Nation. On this team, we have Tyler, Sonic, that fucking gorilla. Glad he's learned Insta-Gib after I backpacked him through Weapons CTF. Come here, boy. Got some protein. Got some protein. Come here, Sonic. Too bad I didn't have any bananas for him. But Sonic is a pure grabber. He will not frag. He will just grab and grab and grab. They have Riven to solve that problem because Riven will just DM, DM, DM. Problem is, I see Riven DMing one side of the base and Sonic going all Sonic and King Kong raging that Riven's not DMing the right side of the base. Their D is one of the more underrated D players, Rapture, who I feel is going to be the key to this team. Him and Amadeus will probably be the two defenders. Spriggan may step in every now and then. The defense that'll be the test. If they can hold it in, this offense is probably one of the better offenses and will bring lots of flags back. One problem with this team is, at least I know with Sonic, testosterone levels tend to rise when he loses flags in his base, and things start to get smashed if flags don't get picked up. Speaking of Sonic, I just caught him out in his natural habitat running around. At number 3, we have Imperius' team, Calamity's Grasp. Imperius, what the fuck is Calamity's Grasp? Kind of lost here. Looks like some World of Warcraft type shit. No clue. Anyways, their offense looks like Spidey, Edge, and Convict. Spidey's always been one of the better players. I haven't seen him pugging much, but he seems to always be good. Edge is another one of Avon's newly convicted cheaters. He's been playing well. Convict is probably the third offense, looking at their roster. Their offense should... I'm not going to say it's going to be great, but it's not going to be bad. It's going to be in that range. Their defense is going to be anchored by Unreal Shots, the best defender in the league, arguably. With Blackout. Blackout, another one of my weapons boys. Cheers to you. Will be a great compliment to Shots. That defense is probably going to be another one of those that's going to be hell to get out on, considering Shots doesn't let up many caps. It'll be interesting, though, to see how many flags this team can bring back. Next up at number 2, we have Rain's team, Sezka's Orgy. I'd give that name 2 thumbs up. I wonder why. I will cheers to that, and if I had some liquor, I would take a shot to that. Great team name. We welcome all to our orgy. Dicks, vaginas, whatever else you may have. This team looks pretty strong. We got Black, Cud, and either Sangral or Zoe on O. The 5th on this team is pretty interchangeable. Either will do a adequate job. Cud is probably going to be the main grabber, and Bleh is going to be the big-ass nickelback that Bleh is. On defense, it's probably going to be Rain and his sexy-ass boyfriend, Sezko, which will be a great D if the two are not making out in a corner somewhere. Look for this team to hold a lot of flags in and bring a lot of flags to mid. The question is going to be, from mid, where can they go? Rumor has it Sezko is going to be playing, well, I don't know, I'm talking the third person. I'm going to play defense most of the season. After a brief stint at rehab, this bad bitch has given up his nickelbacking ways. And at number 1, we have Fear with his team ADI 6, the Armadillo, some weird ass fucking name. You need to change the name because using the same fucking name every season is getting kind of old. Obviously, this team is part of the trade heard around the world, picking up Serenity for Hatchet and Annihilator. Well, Hatchet, Annihilator, and then somebody else. Can't remember who, but picking up Serenity definitely makes their defense the best defense in the league. Serenity and Medetta will be hell to get out on. It's going to be like trying to break out of a prison cell with a plastic spoon. The O will probably be Fear, Pull Up, and Prodoxy. From what I know about the other two, which isn't a lot, Fear's gonna be a lot on his own. I don't know. Pull Up and Prodoxy may be the two grabbers, and Fear tries to help them get out. I don't know how that's gonna work. Fear may have to hero a bunch of caps by himself, but I do not see this team giving up more than 2 caps on 90% of maps, which is why I'm going to stick by the theory that defense wins championships when I put them number 1. And that is my rankings for Season 3, and to that, I will chug. Good night.